A lot of brands launch a program, sit back and get absolute silence. You've been on a publisher's site, and when you see a new program just launch, what is the one instant red flag that makes you say, well, I wouldn't send traffic to these guys if they paid me double?
So initially it would be the native level of translations. If it's not native level, the player would identify and they will just bounce. If they're vague or don't explain exactly what the player needs to do, how to sign up, how to claim a bonus, you need to have these clear CTAs, or else again it will affect the conversion rate and players just give up and bounce off the page as well. If a brand doesn't pay their player, I don't imagine they're gonna pay their affiliate either.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. I think a lot of people, they think that affiliate program is tough. They try running one in an industry where Google bans you, Facebook hates you, and half of the traffic might be bots. And I'm talking about iGaming. I know most of B2B brands treat their affiliate programs like a nice to have, but in the gambling world, if the affiliates don't convert, the company dies. And today I'm sitting down with Brendon Spiteri from Routy. He's seen the best and the worst of the industry. I think we are going to strip mine and aggressive high stakes tactics from iGaming and figure out how to use them to blow up boring SaaS and e-commerce programs. Brendon, welcome to Tapfiliate Talks.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start immediately. And let's be real. A lot of brands launch a program, sit back and get absolute silence. I think, right? You've been on a publisher's site, and when you see a new program just launch, what is the one instant red flag that makes you say, well, I wouldn't send traffic to these guys if they paid me double?
So initially it would be the native level of translations. That's one of the main concerns, because if, for example, you're going to send a certain geo, you would need native level translations on the landing page and on the casino. If it's not native level, the player would identify and they will just bounce. So that's already kind of killing traffic sources. The other red flag is payment methods. They have to be known with the players. It's something common. If it's a payment method that's not known with the player that's in that geo, most likely they'll think twice before depositing. So that's another potential red flag in terms of conversion. And the third red flag, it's the landing pages. How, if they're vague or don't explain exactly what the player needs to do, how to sign up, how to claim a bonus, you need to have these clear CTAs and easy to understand landing pages, or else again it will affect the conversion rate and players just give up and bounce off the page as well.
Okay. Well, does it mean that in iGaming, it's everything actually, it's pretty much straightforward? You have to focus on a conversion and like step by step educating your customers from day one, right?
Exactly. Because if something is difficult, let's be honest, this is all goes into client psychology. Even yourself, if you go onto a website, if something is difficult, you're not gonna bother. You just bounce off and go somewhere else. So the easier explanation, the better. That's how I see it personally.
Let's flip it. If I want to land a super affiliate, and I think a lot of iGaming, they work with these huge super affiliates, and someone who can change my business overnight, I don't know, 20% RevShare is kind of boring. Everyone offers that. What is the secret sauce in offer that actually makes this super affiliates up the phone?
So there are three. For me, there are multiple ways. Mostly, The initial one, first you have to maintain the payments side. You have to pay all your affiliates. You have to have a good reputation with your affiliates already, that you pay on time. Because let's be honest, what's the point of having commissions on your dashboard and it never hits your bank? That's one thing. When a publisher asks for a benchmark of data, doesn't need to be specific, but at least understanding the conversion rate of certain traffic sources on the brand, it's always going to be helpful. So at least the publisher would understand that, okay, these brands know their own stats and what to expect. In terms of example, let's say SEO, I'm going to put out random numbers like 20%, and PPC is like 30% conversion rate. So having the click to reg and reg to deposit ratios, it's always a good understanding for the publisher to say, okay, they know their stuff, they know their brands. It's quite frankly, it's a big of a relationship part as well. There's so many brands out there that wants these super affiliates. The brand has to stand out, right? So how to do that is being realistic, being active on, example, LinkedIn, being that this person is legit, because there's a lot of problem with brands that try to get quick traffic and close off. So you have to build these relationships with certain publishers that, listen, we're here for the long run, and we're here to actually make money with the publisher, and not just take benefit from what the source, and that's it.
Okay, you've mentioned trust here, and I just wondering if there are some resources where affiliates can check the brand.
So yes, in the iGaming industry, we have like 3 different kind of catalogs. They do reviews on brands, on who pays. Example, I'm just naming a few that I know of. Ask Gamblers, there is the Watchdog, I think it's called. Then there is even Casino Guru. So having these kind of, at least of some reviews on how, if the brands are paying their players as well, right? Because if I see it this way, if a brand doesn't pay their player, I don't imagine they're gonna pay their affiliate either. There's that correlation a bit. So there are these resources, but also the iGaming industry, it's big and small at the same time. Everyone knows each other. If a brand is not paying, they will notify the others about it.
Yeah, makes sense. Make totally sense. And actually, I've just remembered one tactic how to get this super affiliate on board. I've heard it from Simeo of NordVPN, from one of our podcasts. He said they just started small, keep going, and then eventually they hit a big name, because like they were in a stage, they were live like for certain amount of time, and because all affiliates, they kind of familiar with each other, they talk with each other, they communicate in some communities, etc. Big names started to looking at their offer. Okay, they are paying, they good. Okay, I've heard someone about them, and let's work.
Exactly, and I have at least 4 different communities that I'm part of, and it's always the same thing. These guys are not paying, avoid them. These guys are not paying, avoid it. It goes both ways, because there is even the advertiser side that would report that a publisher is not keeping their word as well. Because let's be honest, the industry, it goes, you have to, trust is big. So an advertiser has to trust the publisher and vice versa to test. So if they need to pay them upfront or something, there were situations where an advertiser got scammed. So these communities are good because people can report the company and make sure that they actually are paying.
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely. iGaming, I think it's the most cut through niche of the on earth, for sure. Every iGaming, they have to stand out, and polite B2B SaaS marketing teams, they boring, but they might steal something from iGaming tactics. What should they steal, in your opinion?
So, to be honest, I see it that iGaming is a bit behind an e-com, to be honest. There's a lot of tactics that iGaming took from e-com already, So, example, if you look at iGaming, most of the sources is coming from SEO. It's very SEO dominated. It's only the more years pass that it's expanded into different traffic sources. But example, one of the major differences is, since it's very competitive, you're going to have a lot of people copying your website. There's a lot of these kind of situations where people try to copy each other to the T, like exactly copy, and they don't mind showing off that they're copying. There are even potential people flagging your website as harmful, and it's not harmful. So there's always these kind of battle back and forth, companies trying to report each other. But if, example, an e-com comes with the mindset in the iGaming side, they might find this side a bit difficult, because you're going to have, example, if you're running PPC, you're going to have a lot of accounts getting taken down frequently. Every month, potential PPC publishers loses around 7 to 8 accounts on Google and Meta. So that's going to recur costs. It's a very volatile industry as well. It's difficult to maintain multiple sources at once if you're not on top of it. But example, one feature that I never saw I saw it a bit coming in the gaming side, but not as much. It's the abandoned cart notification. We don't have that in the gaming. I never saw anyone pulling it off really well. But it's something that it could be good. It could be useful, but I never saw companies running it effectively.
Yeah, but I talked about what other brands from B2B can steal from iGaming. And I think it's the most what they can. It's creativity, because
yes,
if we have a look at all the promotions that making iGaming brands, they all kind of creative. There are some famous persons. There are some influencers inside them, etc. Okay, they even use a lot of adult content websites and etc. And I kind of rarely see, actually, not
unique.
Even one. I never seen any of B2B brand or e-commerce really promote some product through adult content. Never.
No. They do it under the radar because they don't want to show. Example, I know a company that...
Really?
Yes, there is a company that I know of, but better I don't mention the name. But what they do basically is they own adult sites, and they promote your brands on CPM on their website. But they do it through their sub-company, because the industry, it is known in it, but people don't want to be that associated with it, even in a way. So they always try to hide that kind of part.
But it's so strange. Like once I've heard actually from a marketer or from a big company, and they said, don't exclude adult websites from your targeting accounts in Google Ads, for example, because there are sitting the same real people, the same as in all other platforms. Yeah, okay, maybe they are for a different purpose there, but anyway, it's the same.
No, I know a couple of companies running it. Even us on our system, we facilitate, because Routy, since we can accept multi-vertical, we do have the adult vertical using our platform as well. So it's...
Yeah, makes sense. Totally makes sense. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. A lot of publishers, I know, they think brands are hiding leads, conversions, and vice versa. Brands think publishers are sending bot traffic and etc. How does a brand use technology like your platform or Tapfiliate can prove to a publisher, look, I'm not robbing you. Here is the raw data. Everything is clear.
So from our side, we're more on the publisher side. So our route is more helping the publisher identifying if an operator is shaving the player. So, but example, I can bring up an example from both sides. Let's start with the publisher side. The publisher side, with technology, now you can track click data. So passing click parameters, you're always gonna have a click ID attached to a player, and that way you can keep track of him long term. So there's no way you can just say to an operator that they are shaving, because you cannot prove it fully. But if, example, let's say you have multiple click IDs showing on-rip reports, and out of the blue some of them are wiped out, that's an indicator that they're doing something. So it gives you an idea on, hey, I'm going to reduce traffic with you guys or something. It gives you an indicator to be careful how you approach them. It can be they even moved up into the VIP program, because I believe once a player reaches VIP, he would still lose the tag because he's moved to another program on the operator side. But an operator can clarify that better than me, I think. But these are things, hints for a publisher. Hey, be careful, because these guys are doing something that they shouldn't be doing. As for the advertiser, when I used to buy traffic, if there is an affiliate that it's new, I used to do like a test period, do a small cap of, say, send us 15 FTDs, we'll see how these FTDs progress. If it's good traffic, we maintain it. To be honest, in gaming, the fraud traffic, it's more related to bots, I think, more than anything. Because example, in e-commerce, I know you have a lot of chargebacks. That is one of the worst kind of fraud traffic, I'm gonna say. But in iGaming, we don't have much of that case. It's more you getting spammed with bot traffic. But if it's bot traffic, they all will share the same kind of behavior, and it's easy and identifiable through data. And even some software nowadays, they have bot protection on the links. So there are ways to protect yourself through the affiliate management programs. But yeah, as an advertiser, new affiliates, start small, take a couple of FTDs, analyze it. If it's on par to what you want to run with, increase the budget. But again, don't just open up fully, gradually, because there are situations where publishers start sending good traffic and then they adopt different sources along the mix. This is something that happens. So as an advertiser, always keep and maintain a cap and work with the caps.
Yeah, actually makes totally sense. Because I know that a lot of affiliates, they also try to, okay, we start sending some traffic, and if it's okay, if there are some auto-approving, some automation with the auto-approving, they start to try to, I don't know, of course, to hijack you. Because of course, every affiliate, they thinking just about money. It's kind of easy, straightforward way.
But the other
try
situation,
to make as much money as possible.
But the other situation as well is, in the iGaming industry, we're seeing a lack of strong traffic sources, because with Google and PPC accounts getting flagged so often, it's harder to maintain a certain level of traffic flow without incorporating other sources together to build the funnel. Before, you can say SEO was full search optimized traffic, but nowadays, to maintain with the demand, I don't see how you can without trying to put in example. I know affiliates that use streaming traffic, but they send it to their website and it converts on the website. It's for them, it's still treated as SEO traffic, but technically it's not as such, because it's being diverted from another source. So I think making an agreement on a funnel base instead of traffic source base, it's better, because that way you don't have this concerns that an affiliate is sending you sources that it's not what you wanted, kind of thing. Discuss the funnel, say where the traffic is originating and how it's flowing. I think that is the best kind of agreement you can do nowadays, because every affiliate needs to divert sources nowadays.
Yeah. Thanks to all this AI.
That as well. AI, unfortunately, it created this ecosystem where new affiliates cannot start. How can one person with a website can compete with a company that's producing 20 websites on a minute. It's impossible nowadays.
Yep. Actually, it's and that is why it's affiliate marketing becomes more and more partnership, because it's you have to keep working with these affiliates who have their audience, who have traffic, because otherwise it's really hard to be an affiliate again. Okay,
Exactly.
if you are good at media buyer, okay, maybe, but if you are not, if you don't have a lot of money to invest in a Google account or Meta account, because for all affiliates you pay before and then you don't know if it convert or not, really depends, and it's kind of hard to start, because anyway, as a novice affiliate media buyer, you can't compete with the big affiliate media buyer agencies, like really media buyer agencies with a lot of investments. You eventually will just lose.
Exactly, and it's a shame, really, because before it's just one person. He had a passion to do reviews or to speak about sports or a product, create a website, and he makes some side money from it. That's all it all started, right? But nowadays it's just full on. You need capital, you need investments, you have to start as a company out of the gate.
Or you have to start, and maybe in 3, 5, even more years, maybe you will see some result. Maybe.
Exactly. So.
Okay, you've mentioned funnels, and there is everything the fight between brands say complaints your traffic sucks, affiliate complaints no, it's your landing page actually sucks. Who is usually right? What is the most common conversion killer you've seen?
So when it comes to when it comes to conversion not working, is usually the same thing, right? The landing page it's hard to understand, the translations aren't on point, and the payment, that's the first thing that an affiliate would look for. But when it comes to discussing if the traffic is correct and the landing page has issues, it's with data, right? It's always with data. When I was working with the network myself, I had 5 different brands in the same geo. When I'm launching a new one, I would tell them, listen, my estimated conversion rate is this amount based on the brands that I'm running already with the same traffic source. If they complain, I'll just show them a screenshot of the other brands, what I'm getting from it, and I would explain, listen, it cannot be that the source is bad because it's converting on these brands. What I would suggest, look up these brands and see how they're working. And maybe you can take a hint on how you have to optimize the landing page. But the other way around, when it comes to an operator finding that if the traffic is not converting from the publisher, making sure the links are up to date, making sure that the link is going to the correct landing page, and providing some feedback on how to get the traffic to convert in terms of which source is the best converting, if it's email, SEO. That is a discussion that you need to have with the publisher, and not just shoving it off the shoulder and say, no, your traffic is bad, I'm not going to work with you. Because what's going to happen is the publisher, maybe he is new, he's trying new sources, maybe he wants to know how to convert those sources better, and maybe his main source is something else. That's why it's always keep a good relationship with the publisher, is that maybe he will have a better source later on, and maybe he will help you with the best source he has.
Yeah. Well, agree. Only making tests, we can understand if it's convert or not, if it really works or not. And the most conversion killer is when you stuck with the same landing page for ages and said, okay, it's always like this. If you want something, you do it by yourself. It's the best conversion killer.
Exactly. No, I mean, listen, the interest of people changes so quick, and when you're in the example, let's say, I think a lot of brands are competing for the same players, for the same active players, right? When you're looking at it at a smaller scale, I think there's a very little active players, and most of them are just going in, get a bonus, and stop playing. But the actual active players, they want new stuff. They want new games, new promotions, different kind of bonuses, or even fun slots games. So the brand has to keep themselves in a trying to be new as much as possible, because they're technically competing with the other brands and trying to do the same thing, right?
Specifically for iGaming, actually, I think retention is the king, because but for SaaS and e-commerce, it's often they focus often on initial sales and etc. Maybe you can share some ideal structure from iGaming, how those SaaS and e-commerce brands can incentivize publishers to send high traffic long-term customers.
The problem in iGaming, the ecosystem is shifting a lot. Tell you why. Because at the moment there is the established brands, and we're seeing a lot of volatile brands coming into the mix. These volatile brands, in meaning, is they work for, let's say, a couple of months, shut down, and they open another brand. So they're very volatile in terms how long the longevity. But the thing is, they're offering a higher price in CPAs and hybrids to the affiliates. The established brands, they're comfortable paying what they're paying because they're known, everyone wants to work with them. But what's happening is, if an affiliate wants to scale more, he has to dip into the volatile markets more. So they're using the established brands to maintain the long-term revenues in hybrid deals, or even revenue share deals. But then they're going to the volatile brands to get the quick high CPAs. So the problem is, as a publisher, you cannot promote these brands together if you're working with the regulated brands and going to the gray market brands. So what they're having is separate assets. They have the established assets for only regulated, and then they have assets for only the gray markets. So a top list, let's say, and they will use it only for those kind of brands. What's happening is, in the industry, there is the established brands that are running the long-term deals, but there is a lot of brands that are the volatile ones that are getting and trying to getting as much traffic as possible and convert as much traffic as possible. The affiliate, what he's seeing is, to make a higher amount of CPA, they're dipping into the volatile ones as well. Because let's be honest, if they're offering you 10 times more CPA, you're still gonna go for them, right? So there is that risk, though, that they're not going to stay active for months. So it's more of a short-term agreement to make a high CPA quick, and if they shut down, well, they shut down, but you still made a good return. Because of this, the industry is shifting a bit the ecosystem in terms, when it was looking at long-term agreements, now it's shifting on a bit of both. It works with the long-term with the established brands, and with the volatile brands, they'll do quick CPAs and make money from there.
Yeah, it's always okay. Like publisher use established brands as a safety net but when they need to scale, they are looking for more attractive offers to risk.
Exactly.
Like to every investments, trading, etc.
Exactly.
You've mentioned a few times affiliate networks and etc. And we at Tapfiliate, actually, we are seeing kind of trend that at the moment more and more super affiliate, but not even super, like established affiliates, they are moving away from networks and demanding direct relationship with the brand. And that's completely makes sense, because you can negotiate on a better deal and etc. And why is this happening?
So
what's the advantage for publisher work directly?
So as a publisher, I mean, again, you have the leverage. If you have the traffic, you have the leverage, right? You can choose who to work with, and you can demand deals direct from brands at a higher amount. The network position, it's there to safeguard the publisher from the volatile brands or brands that are not willing to or take time to pay. They don't pay or take longer time to pay. So a network is there as a safety net when it comes to payments. But if the publisher wants to chase or knows the brand really well, they'll cut a deal with them. Another thing that I noticed is there's too many networks coming up lately. So I think the problem is the networks are losing a bit the reputation. Because example, when I worked with a network, publishers were telling me we don't work with networks because they rip me off. And for me, I understood this point, but then I started to think about it, say, but a network needs the publisher more than the brand. So why would he try to rip the publisher off? Then I explained it in this way. I told him, listen, me as a network, my job is to get you the deal that you want, and I get paid on top. Yes, I will ask for a higher deal for me, but I'm gonna ask for that from the brand. I'm not gonna ask it from you. I'm gonna get you what you want, and plus, so I make something out of it. I mean, I see a network still has possibility in the industry if they can position themselves in ways, say, work with the high risk brands, we'll pay you before we get paid, and hopefully the network does get paid.
Yeah. A lot of them, they have this opportunity.
So
they pay before.
That is the model, really. That is how it started, and it gives the publisher the ease of mind that they will always get paid. But I mean, if they have a good relationship directly with the brand already, I think that's hard to beat, because they can just get what they want kind of thing situation. But a network is there for these kind of smaller to mid affiliates that they cannot negotiate better deals. And having this network on your side and defending you, I think it helps the publisher in the long term.
Yeah. And I think actually, affiliate networks, they really need affiliates more than brand.
Exactly. So what's the point?
Their business model depends on affiliates, and they even help affiliates sometimes get the conversion approved. Like, okay, you have some time gap if you as a brand haven't declined it, after approving, because they earn from this conversion.
Exactly. And I mean, on paper, a network can really work well in this industry, but just the people rather go direct because they think that the network is gonna take a big chunk on the commissions for themselves. I think that is the situation. It's more of a reputation issue than actual how it works. Because networks, I see a lot of them get created on a monthly basis. Because let's be honest, if they manage to get 2-3 strong publishers, sometimes it's enough for a network to get the ball rolling, because you can get as many brands as you want quick. It's just the traffic that it's hard to come by.
Yeah. But to make this negotiation from a publisher side, publisher needs data, right? And brand actually also needs data to make all these leverage negotiations. What if I'm a publisher? What specific data points I need to table demand on a higher commission? What it should be?
Well, to be honest with you, the brands initially go on very straightforward data: clicks, signups, and FTDs. That is usually one of the easy data that they want. And if you can provide them total deposits, they would be even more happy. So those are the 4 data points that an operator would want to see. But if you don't have this and you're still kind of new to the iGaming side, a network can actually discuss this deal with the operator that they work with already, because they already have data from the previous publishers, and they kind of already trust the network that they're going to send some good traffic to them. So that is another kind of use case.
Okay, and what data can brand use to counter?
Conversion rates, because what's the point of sending traffic and it doesn't convert? If you can showcase how much conversion rate there is on this brand for this source, it's already a good ahead. I mean, if you can provide the retention part, but again, if it depends on the deal, right? If you're doing a hybrid deal, sure, he's gonna care on your retention part, but if you're doing a pure CPA deal, which lately in the industry it's very big, it got bigger, to be honest. Nowadays, so the iGaming scene started fully revenue share, and then it started transitioning completely out of it nearly. It's going into hybrid, and now there is a lot more going on pure CPA. So there is a lot of different deals, and even revenue share, some publishers know that some brands will put the admin fees on them as well. So if you're saying that you have 50% commission on revenue share, 25% out of it is going to admin fees anyways. So it's better to get a pure CPA or hybrid nowadays.
Yeah. And I think a lot of publishers at the moment and influencer, of course, they use this hybrid because just revenue share it might not be profitable for them, and because they don't know how, especially they don't know how converts your brand. They have a source of traffic, but they don't know how convert your website and to be ready to at least give back some money. They started with working more often with a hybrid. Okay, let's move on to the onboarding part. I know, and I've seen, it's that kind of often born or lost, or some of affiliate. I think it's the first few months, first and the second month. How does the ideal publisher onboarding looks like?
So the initial one, it's always clear communication from the start. You establish, not email. Personally, okay, you send an email, but I would rather have, I was gonna say Skype, but now Teams. You have Teams or Telegram chat. You have a line of communication that's easy to access from both sides if something goes wrong. You provide the correct assets or links to depending on the source of the publisher. So there has to be that discussion, how you're going to promote us, where and when. So you have these kind of expectations of what links to give them, which landing page they have to go through, and an ideal launch ETA. So you can message him, for example, let's say after 2 weeks, say, hi, how are you? Everything fine? And just a bit of back and forth to show that, listen, I'm interested to see how you're going to operate and whatnot. I think that is what can burn the relationship immediately. If there's no communication at all, no how to, maybe even the publisher would need some ideas on terms and conditions, how they can promote the brand or what they should avoid doing. So that kind of communication is vital initially to set up a good understanding on how things have to run, and just checking in usually works. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, on one of our first episode of our podcast, one of an expert, my colleague, said when a brand start thinking about how to make as much money as possible for their affiliates, they will get more in return. I think the best onboarding looks like try to think what will help your affiliate to get money as soon as possible, as many as possible, and eventually they will work with you.
I had a
as
situation,
much as it's profitable.
example, I can bring up a scenario that I had. This was back when I was on the operator side. I used to scout a bit of streamers, the small ones, because I knew the big guys wouldn't want to run, because our brand was good, but it wasn't that good in the geo. It was ranking well. It's just it was more on the normal, let's say, not the high end. But I established a relationship with a smaller streamer. He had only like 200 viewers, not that much, but I made sure to give him like thematic bonuses. They say that we're in the collaboration of the streamer, you're gonna get 100 spins extra example. So I was trying to give him more incentives for the viewers to come to our brand. His viewers were playing on our tables, everything, so he was pushing them more towards us. Obviously, because I was giving him more kind of tools to help him growing his channel in specialized promotions, telling him which games are new that he should push, this kind of incentives, he really appreciated, and he kept our brand as a main advertiser for him. So all his traffic he was sending it just to us. He stopped promoting all the other brands. So he's still working with the brand till now, because I'm still in contact with him after 3 years. So the guy understood that we as a brand gave him the opportunity to grow his channel and make more money, and what happened is he was making us good money as well as a brand, because he was sending us the very good players as well. So having that mindset of building an affiliate from the ground up should be the way to engage in this kind of marketing side, to be honest.
Yeah. I've heard a story when a brand, they just started with some affiliate. It was kind of small affiliate, but they foster relationship, they start helping this affiliate, and in 1 or 2 years it becomes the biggest affiliate in the industry, and they be the best brand. He never
yeah, exactly, because there is a bit of, like he would think these things, they would say, okay, this company helped me grow, and I'm here because they gave me the first initial chance. So personally, I would treat it the same. If I'm an affiliate new today and a brand gives me all the tools I need, all the advice I need, and I actually make it work, I'm not gonna stop working with them at one, because there's a good relationship already.
Only if you don't get the, I don't know, 2 times bigger offer from kind of similar brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, money makes sense. Anyway, yes, but if it's like not a big difference, and I think big brands, they compete not with the numbers, because their affiliate programs conditions pretty much the same, because
yes.
Their unit economy pretty much the same. They earn the same percentage, and they can't offer like 2 times bigger. It's like only if they want to dominate the market, for example, rip off everyone, just invest a lot of money and then get something in return. It's okay, but eventually it is not. Okay, let's move on and to the last my point of the today discussion, and it's the future evolution of the industry. Given your background across all these industries and all the sides, advertiser network, publisher, tech, etc., where do you see the biggest opportunity for brands in the next 12 months?
So at the moment, the iGaming industry, as I said, it has a bit of a shift on the sources. So a lot of brands just want to work with two models, PPC and SEO, and I think just with those 2 sources, it's not feasible anymore. The industry has to shift to other sources like email, SMS, being more diverse in the terms of the traffic sources to accept. I saw already companies, new brands that are actually adopting this part. They're working with, example, the influencer part is growing really, really well in the industry, but what they're doing is going multi-funnel, as I mentioned before, example, getting a SEO website, sending traffic from different sources, building the site, and discussing on a funnel base agreement, not just SEO and PPC. The brands have to work with the diversification of traffic, because again, it's very hectic and difficult to maintain one source in this industry anymore. And the ones that are actually adapting are the ones that are taking the best opportunity, because they're winning over publishers that have multiple sources, and they can first start with example, say the email part, then they establish an SEO website to build a bigger funnel, and they're collaborating with the bigger funnel side.
Kind of interesting. If iGaming brands, they getting some traffic from AIs, or it's also prohibited?
AI, I don't see anyone asking for it at the moment. The most I saw in terms of traffic source that we categorize it as SEO, PPC, SMS, email, and ASO. Some in-app. Not a lot can accept the in-app one, because they need to have an established application. To be honest with you, this is why I tell you that e-commerce, I think, is more advanced than us. Even programmatic isn't the general traffic source that an operator accepts, because they cannot track it fully. That is the issue that they have. But other verticals are tracking it, so there is ways to do it. It's just this industry still didn't establish that part. They can track behind the landing page, but past landing page, they cannot find the tool to track. Find the tool, or they don't want to invest much time in finding the tool, I think, because in terms when I'm speaking from our side, example as Routy as a system, we can track anything past landing page. From the click onwards, we can see it. So it could be that is the missing link.
Yeah. For iGaming, it becomes harder and harder to get traffic to earn money. Does it mean that they earn less in a few last years?
So this is the ecosystem, since I mentioned before. So before, a publisher used to work mainly with the established brands that are running the normal deals and flexibility. If, example, they're not earning as much, they need to focus their inventory to the high paying one, right? Because if my traffic is going down, obviously I'm gonna make less from the established brand, but since the volatile brand is paying 10 times more, I'm still gonna recoup what I'm losing with less traffic, in a way. So there is this situation. The volatile brands are becoming more and more popular. Me, with the network, I ran more of the volatile brands because it was the easiest to make money from. And if they stop, no problem, I'll find 10 more. It is that kind of scenario that if you go to an iGaming conference and you say that you have traffic, like 20 of them will jump on you.
Even more.
So
yeah, affiliates the rules the industry. Yeah, for sure.
Traffic has leverage. Even my previous the previous employer that I worked with from the network park, he used to say that if you have traffic, you have everything. You can get what you want. Everyone will pay some point how much you want. So it's just because they need you more than you need them. Unfortunately, that is and the more demand there is for traffic, it's just this ecosystem is balancing out this way.
Yeah. Because competition is growing up. Like maybe not a second new iGaming arise, but regarding other brands, we've seen a lot of affiliate tracking tools. Every month a new one. And competition just go up. And if you have a traffic, you can choose. You roll the game. You are the king.
Exactly.
Definitely. And that is why, at the final stage of our discussion, make and build relationship. Exactly. Nothing can beat relationship with your affiliate. 100%. While you are building a relationship, pay on time, not scamming, and of course tracking fraud and etc., you will have your money, your revenue in return.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you, Brendon.